An alcoholic. What I would like to share, with your permission, is in the brief time that I got. Usually it takes about a half hour or 40 minutes. It's how I work each step in my life. With an example, if I talk about step 4, I will share with you step 4, not the 130 which I made amends to, because this is how I'm going to do it. So with your permission, I'll start. You want some war story? My war story is we are the 50 families of Tel Aviv that found Tel Aviv. My grandfather was a writer. My uncle is a painter. I come for what they call a blue-blooded family, but I'm so glad that I changed that blood to alcohol. I'm very grateful for the alcohol for changing it for me. I never felt I'm powerless over life, and my life had become unmanageable. That was a fact. I was powerless over my life, and my life, I tried to explain it to psychiatrists, to psychologists. I had claustrophobia. I had them all. Didn't work. Alcohol did it. Then I came back from America. I'm the wonder Jew. I was almost all over the world. I'm 77 years old. And I came back from America after my best friend took away my wife, left his wife, got me deported out of America because I was a bigamist. God forgive for women. I was sure doing that with the help of the alcohol. Without the help of the alcohol, I'll see you later. Let's go to the movie. I saw the movie. I was afraid to walk in. Closed, dark. That's my illness. With alcohol, I'll see it in the front row. So this is how it goes. So they want to take away my bar. I was the age of 34, 33. And I said, if you take my bar, I commit suicide. What does it mean, suicide, in my case? And I only speak the way I understand it. I don't speak for AA, I don't speak for nobody, just for my life experience. I said, if you will take my bar, he had a name, the bar called Alibi, you have to have an alibi to walk in. I'll commit suicide. So my brother-in-law, who paid all the debts, and there was about about $300,000 about debts that I was carried for around 3 years, he said, okay, להתפשר.
Compromise.
Let's compromise. Okay, I said, I'm willing, as long as you don't take away my bar. You're going to a consortium of psychiatrists in a mental institution. They will ask you some question. If they said you are normal and you be happy, I'll pay the bar as rest as your living life. I didn't have much to live. I didn't want to commit suicide. Commit suicide is jumping from the first floor to a high grass, a lot of neighbors and a projector. That's the type of a guy of me making suicide. But I didn't have, alcohol stopped working for me. And that's I didn't understand. He promised, and before he gave me 8 hours, 6 hours, 2 hours, and then was nil. Drug I hated. I sniffed once in a while. Cocaine made me wow. So I had to drink, and I said, no drugs. So they asked me question that the psychiatrist, we know you come from a blue-blooded and all that bullshit. Yes. Do you piss in bed? Very shyful, he was asking it. I said, yes, I do. When I was a kid. They changed my diapers. I was pissing in bed. Oh, yeah? Yes. You write something there, put it down. Another one. Do you see something that it's not real? They were looking for delirium tremens. I did have some. I had some cockroaches and all that. I had them. No, I don't have one. What's real is real. This is whiskey and this is beer. I'm okay. Then the question, they want to get the answer. I give them half answer and half I let them think what they want to think to keep me there. Why I didn't want to stay there? I was seeing people, like in Someone Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This was my movie at the beginning. Someone Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This was my life. They said, okay, an hour is over. You don't have to pay. Your brother-in-law pay for you. All shameful. They shame me. Why? This is how they're going to get me? No way. I'll get them first. And then they say, you'll have to stay here for observation for 10 days, and then we'll decide. I said, do you like it here? They said, yes, you stay here, and I walk out. That was the end of this, and I knew my bar takes away and everything going away. I went back. This is the first time I really think that I was walking towards the car, and I hope the car will hit me. It didn't hit me. I come home, my mother, may rest in peace, she saw 2 letters there, AA, call if you need help. I knew, I've been in America half of my life, I knew I assume that's AA, Salvation Army. I switched it, I didn't say SA, AA. I thought this was it, Salvation Army, tambourine and all this, not to drink, to change drink for Salvation Army. No way. But I have nothing to lose. So I said, you call. She called. A lady come up. She said, this lady speak English. Speak to her. She said, did you call me? I said, no, my mother did. Do you want to stop drinking? No. So what the fuck do you want? She spoke to me that way. From South Africa she was. I said, how long do you don't drink? She said, by the grace of God. God? 5 years. I said, that's interested me. And when you hang up the phone between you and her, go get a beer, room temperature, she said, and then you will maybe understand what I'm trying to tell you, because you're all aware you're not together. She's not a psychiatrist. She introduced herself as an alcoholic. I said, where do you meet? 4 blocks from where I live. We meet twice a week, on a Monday and on a Thursday. You come in? I said, maybe. Thank you very much. Thank you. My mother said, what happened? I said, I'll go see them. I thought they're going to see, and this is not this I understood, it's not Salvation Army. Nobody had uniform or anything, normal people. I walk into the bomb shelter, it's still there. It's most of our meetings are in bomb shelter. I walked down, I saw 5 people all speaking English. They said, make yourself a cup of coffee. I went there, I saw mecham, hot water machine, and paper cups like these. I look at this, I said, you expect me to drink it from paper cups? No way. Thank you for offering me the coffee. I'm used to Rosenthal, if you know what Rosenthal is. It's the finest ceramic in the world made in Czechoslovakia. But I got thirsty. The water is awful here because it has chlorine a lot. I went and had coffee in a paper cup. And that's how I got into AA. I started coming because I felt the first time in my life, the second time, I felt one thing. They got something, I didn't know why, that I want. I felt serene inside while they sharing. They were doing the serenity prayer. I walked to the corner of the bomb shelter. I took a leak. I want them to throw me away. No, they didn't throw me away. Keep coming back, they said. What for? Keep coming back. That's lasted 7 months. Then I walk out. And then God showed me what does it mean, progressive disease. One night I opened the bar. I sent the girl that was working there. You open the bar, I'll come later. And as she walked out, I took a bottle. There was a bottle she took home because it was pretty bottle. I said, I'll drink it. It was a cheap bourbon, which I hated. But was there nothing else and you want to try, you go for everything. Even aftershave I drank, Aquavelva. I have one here to remember. I drank 1, 2, 3, 4 glasses. Nothing happened. I'm not drunk, I'm not this, but I lost my mind. I called her back. I told her, Myra, I want back those 7 lousy months that you gave me. She said, it wasn't me gave you, that's the guy there giving you. That's God gives you. Oh shit, here we go again with God. Never mind, I'll do that. I'll sit and pray, I'll do anything. That's, for me, it's complete defeat in 3 departments, like Bill said in the 12 and the 12. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. I was there. I didn't know it, but I was there. I was ready. I told her, I walked to her home. She took me to the beach. I walked towards the water. Nothing happened. Suddenly, for me, as something that happened that you don't have to believe me, somebody who read the spiritual experience will understand what happened to me. In the big book, the last page, I couldn't read in English. I didn't know that what's happened. I learned to learn English by myself. It's very difficult, but I learned. A spiritual experience happened. I come back to the bomb shelter, and I'm telling them, the same guy, oh, Benny, you're back. What's the matter? You had a drink? I didn't answer. I was so humiliated. And that's what you need. Gift of desperation, the guy said. I want back not to drink. I came back, I sat there, same story. They didn't read the big books. It was just on the table. Suddenly, this Myra, the sponsor of mine, called me home and said, there is a man who called me. He come from Sri Lanka. Do you want to take him from the airport? Beautiful. Of course I do. Why she sent me? Because she's South African, he's black. You understand the reason. But I don't mind, they're all equal for me. I went there, he was there, and I told him the whole story about Myra, about the EA on the way back from the airport. He said, you have to cut the umbilical cord between you and her. I became codependent on her 5 years. I want to get 5 years and then I'm done. And now I'm going into the steps. This is my some of my war stories. There's worse, but you don't have to hear them because I made amends to them. I feel good with them. I understood one thing when I came back, that we are powerless. And I start reading the big book, which was difficult at the beginning. Bill never said either. In 164 pages, you'll never find the word I. We. That sounds a little weird to me. Why we? I know why we now. Because I cannot stay sober alone. No matter how many years. 41 years I celebrate 2 weeks ago. So it means my power comes from the group. By going down, I'm beginning to have to do step 1. We are powerless over alcohol, and our life had become unmanageable. Unmanageable? From day one. When I was born, I was 6 years old. Came my sister. I told them, who needs her here? My father and mother said, if you leave me with her, I'll take it to the beach and I don't care what the wave does. They never left me with her. And if you are going to leave me with her and come back with her, I'm going to put her in the wash machine of the neighbors. We didn't have one. It was expensive. I'll put her in the wash machine without water, without anything. Just let her roll. Why? Because by myself, I'm zero. I need alcohol to have company. I can drink, by the end, I was drinking alone. But I need company. That's why I had a bar. I was drinking with them. So that's step 1 for me. Step 2, it came to believe that a power greater than yourself can restore you to sanity. I heard in other groups, which I'm not agree, but it's only my opinion. How can we find God at the second step if there are 12? I'm not stupid. They told me they made IQ test. This guy is very, very smart. I didn't like that compliment because I wasn't smart. I was playing billiards instead of going to public school and making money. That's what was more interesting. I went in. I said, came. It's another word. Again, came, berabim.
Plural.
No, barabim I came. We came to believe. It's again we. All the 12 steps says we at the beginning or towards the end. I believe I had not to have been restored to sanity. I'm not sane to start with. My life was unmanageable when I was born. Look what I want to do to the poor sister. She's around. She didn't know that, but if she hear it, I'll let her know. So I come. How do I came? With you. You are sitting there with the people who sit in the bomb shelter. Gradually, I come to believe in what? In a power greater than myself. I'm alone. I need booze. Power greater than myself is the group. It's only the group. Ma? Yeah. I have time. Can I continue or I pass my time?
You can continue. Stephen is talking, but he's muted.
So I can go on?
I was going to leave about 20 minutes at the end, so you have about 10 minutes.
So I can continue? Ma?
Sorry.
I got 1 minute?
You have a few minutes.
Okay. I can't go any faster than it was. It wasn't fast. But I come when they say give decision. We made a decision. Again, we made a decision. For what? to turn our will and our life over to the care of God as we understood Him. I saw God. I know God. I'm not going to drink, and it was every day. They think I was mad, but I'm not drinking. I told the old lady, what do you expect me to commit suicide now when I'm not drinking? To give my life? That's suicide. To give my will, it's in my life. You admit, I have to live by these laws? We do. You don't have to, but you got drunk, you came back, you call me. I'll end up with the 4 steps. They said, made a list of all people that, and became willing to make the amends to them all. I had 130 women. I'm God gift for women. By the way, not now, maybe it's slow, but it's coming there. When I drink, I had wings. I had 130 women. How do I make amends to my second wife in California? All what I remember was Jill Golden. What I did remember. It was nice. I'm not hitting there. I'm using this. They call me Benny Knife. Here is the knife. I cut people right through with my tongue in 5 languages. That's what I have as a reminder, not to cut people when you're talking and looking for my master in the university where I studied 4 years criminology. At age of 50, I went to a university. He said, you are Lucifer. Whoever knows who's Lucifer, that's a different story. But I'm Lucifer. My uncle came from California. I was here. I was in AA. And I said, Jerry, you work as a professor of biochemia in UCLA. Would you do me a favor? He said, yes. I said, I'm in AA. I have to make amends to my second wife. I don't know where she is. I only remember her name. Jill Golden was her name. We got married for the green card, otherwise they kicked me out. Put in the Los Angeles Times a note, Moda'ah, it's a note, that I'm Benny Gutman. I made so and so. I couldn't say it in the paper what I did to her. Not because I was getting in jail, because it's so ugly, so not, it's not me anymore. And I would like to make amends to you, Jill Golden, if you remember me, if you're alive, it's all in the beds. And he went back to Los Angeles, he put it. That's one of the amends that start lifting the claustrophobia, the agoraphobia, the restless, irritable, and discontent. Lack of power is my dilemma. All these slowly disappear by the grace of God as I understand Him. And thank God I'm not religious, because my God is a gentleman. He told me, you want to go and get drunk? Please go. When you want to come back through the steps. Thank you.
Thanks, Benny. All right. I'm realizing I didn't call out folks that are celebrating. You'll keep on that in 2 days.